Now, Higher Education and Training Minister, Professor Nzimande, Dr. Nzimande, is due to give the keynote address this morning at a event that's taking place in KwaZulu-Natal. Now, this is an initiative under the umbrella of the department to bring representatives of government, the education sector, and business industry together. The focus is skills development, which of course includes vocational training through benchmarking against global training standards, and also fostering closer cooperation between the various role players. The conference will be looking at the training of artisans in South Africa and how these skills contribute to economic development. So for more, let's cross now to SABC reporter Nonjabulo Mntungwa-Makamu, who is at the Inkosi Albert Luthuli Durban International Convention Center. Nonjabulo, good morning. So we spoke about this here on Morning Live earlier in the week, this conference, but you're going to tell us more about exactly what's going on there and what to expect today.
Well, yes, a very good morning to you, Sakina, and of course the viewers at home. Yes, we are here at the Durban ICC, as you have said it, that the Department of Higher Education and Training is actually hosting the World SA Skills Competition. Well, it's actually at a national level. We do know that it's young people from different parts of the country. They are going to be competing in the artisan skills. We also do know that in between they are going to be hosting a conference, and they are also going to be having a career workshop. But the highlight of this entire event, it is the World Skills South Africa, the national competition, and of course the winners will get an opportunity to represent the country at the city of Lyon, that is in France. But not to actually, tell you more about this, but I do have the Deputy Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, and that is Mr. Buti Manamela, who is actually going to tell us more about this event. Minister, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining us. Just tell us more about this event. I know that the highlight of it is the World Skills South Africa. It is at a national level, at an advanced stages. Just tell us about these young people. Who are these young people, and some of these skills that they are going to be competing in?
Well, this is the Skills Olympics. Firstly of the country, and then ultimately the World Skills Olympics would be in September in Lyon in France. Now these are young people aged up to 25. They are from universities of technology, from TVET colleges. Some of them are also already working there in the workplace. They are artisans. They are trained in various skills, from cooking to welding to bricklaying to building robots. So they will all, over the course of the weekend, be given specific tasks to compete in, and at the end of it, we will determine who makes the best hairstyle, or who cooks the best cake, or who could build the best wall, whose robot, can, communicate with and perform certain tasks much more easier compared to everybody else. So these are the kind of skills, many more, that these young people will be competing on. Of course, the big prize, as you said, is for them to earn a spot to represent the country in Lyon, in France, at World Skills. But that's not only the reason why we here. Why we also here is to have discussions around skills in the country, the skills priorities, but also how do we drive young people towards these traditional skills, which we have realized that over time many young people had lost interest in, but they're beginning to come back, because these skills gives you almost an immediate opportunity to either be employed, or for self-employment, or to become an artisan of the future. This is quite exciting. It's 200 young people will be competing in about 24 different skill sets. And what we really want to achieve out of this is overall collaboration between government, business, in particular, because it's mostly business that says, we don't have the requisite skills, we don't have the manpower to be able to employ. And I think through those kind of discussion, we will be able to determine some way forward as it relates to skills for the future of this country.
And of course, Minister, we are aware that this event happens at a very crucial time, especially for young people, those who matriculated last year. I'm sure many of them are actually looking to securing sports at tertiary institutions. We also do know that majority of these competitors that are here, they come from TVET colleges. And you have said in the past that, young people need to consider TVET colleges as a tertiary of choice. What needs to be done basically to encourage our young people not to, really look down upon TVET colleges as such?
Look, all our institutions in the post-school education and training sector play different roles. Universities are about knowledge production and research. So if you really want to be an academic, universities are the spots for you to be. But if you want to be an artisan, if you want to build stuff, if you want to fix stuff, if you want to, also be involved in the design of stuff, if you want to be a technician, an artisan, or an apprentice, TVET colleges are institutions where you should be going. We have invested billions of rands in improving the infrastructure at TVET colleges, in investing in state-of-the-art machinery, but also in training the teachers at TVET colleges so that they are up to task as it relates to the demands, of this economy. We're also placing 20,000 students in, workplaces for them to acquire workplace experience. We are producing 20,000 artisans per annum. This year is the 10th year of the decade of the artisan, and we've seen a lot of progress, and we want to achieve or attain our target of 30,000 artisans per annum by 2030. So there's a lot of exciting things that are happening in the TVET sector, and I think it's also heartwarming to see that yes, we still have a lot more students who want to go and study at university, and many of them cry and do all sorts of things when they can't get spots at university. But when you really ask them the crucial questions as to what you want to do, you realize that these kids have a better prospect of achieving that which they want to do at a TVET college. TVET colleges are much cheaper compared to universities. TVET colleges have got, yes, not as many sports, but I think that they also present you with an opportunity of almost immediate employment upon the completion of your diploma or your N courses or your NCV, but it also exposes you to practical experience, which means that once you graduate, that whole issue of, how much experience do you have and all of that does not apply. And that's why we really want to say to parents, if your kid hasn't made it to university, and not even then, even the kids with straight A's and all of that, if you really want to produce things and to work in creating stuff, TVET colleges are future institutions in this country.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we do know that South Africa has been involved in the World Skills competitions and, the program as a whole. Looking at the challenges that we are facing in the country, the issues of unemployment and also the scarcity of these skills, how has a program like this assisted in, filling that gap and addressing these challenges?
Well, quite a lot. We're learning a lot from countries such as China, countries such as Germany in particular, countries such as Austria, where we are exchanging not only knowledge and experiences, but also what becomes priority skills into the future. So these kids who competed, for instance, last year, became or came out 18 out of 56 countries, and this is a huge improvement. So competing against the best in the world is, for me, I think, a major thing. But secondly, we get to learn from all of these countries through exchange of information and knowledge as to what are the priority skills, where do we need to be investing our resources in order to meet the demands of those priority skills. We have kids in TVET colleges, in universities of technology, who are building robots, who are flying drones, who are, helping monitor things such as, weather and all of that. These are the kind of skills that we're beginning to see emerge, in our TVET colleges and in collaboration with our universities. And I think one of the most crucial thing is when the president announced his economic recovery plan during the COVID-19 pandemic, what we did was to identify the skills which we believe are going to contribute into that economic recovery plan, skills which will drive our industrial ambitions. And I think that most of the TVET colleges have positioned themselves to help the country move forward in producing those skills.
Okay, thank you so much. That was the Deputy Minister of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, Mr. Buti Manamela, just wrapping it up for us and telling us what is expected in the next 3 days of this conference. We know that it's starting today, and like he said, that the highlight of this entire event, it is of course the national competition of these young people from all parts of the country who are going to be competing and showcasing their skills in artisans, which is one of the scarce skills here in South Africa. Well, for me, it is actually that's all for now, but it's back to you in studio.
Well, thank you so much, Nonjabulo, and so looking forward to hopefully having some of those skills showcased so that we can have a look. And of course, it will culminate later in the year in the competition going to Lyon in France. As I said, this is a conversation that we started earlier in the week.